What's up YouTube? This is SlayIsland and today we have 6 great NBA 2K League games to finish up week 7. As everyone should know by now, there's going to be 8 teams making the playoffs, the top 7 teams in the standings, and the winner of the next tournament, the ticket. Let's get right into the first game of the day. We got 2 teams that have been playing great recently, Bucks Gaming versus Pacers Gaming.
Drake will be at the point, the sharpshooting playmaker. STL is at the pure sharpshooter. Larry's in the middle and a pure rim protector. Big Meek is the athletic finisher. And King Peroxide at the small forward. He is a pure sharpshooter. Both these teams have won 2 in a row. Pacers looking to make it 3, but this time on the road. They're just 2-4 away from home. Here's their starting 5. Wolf at the point, the sharpshooting playmaker. Swizzerk is at the 2, a pure sharp. Frosty in the middle is a pure rim. Tucker at the 4 at the athletic finisher. And Gooner, the man from UK, he's a pure sharpshooter there at the small forward.
Some time at the center position, but now he's transitioned to the pure rim. So it's going to be an even matchup, but the big thing is just going to be, is there going to be...
Quick bucket. Tucker has proved out not only be a great defeat, 4 more. Bucks just not getting those opportunities. Gooner in stride, yes sir. Hey man, just catch and shoot. Just hit us a few threes, give us some spacing, and the youngster's been able to do that.
He doesn't have the upper consistent basis. If you let you have a pure rim, you take that gamble. Say, you know what, Larry, sit out there.
In the third quarter, just keeping it real. Gooner with a jam and started the break. And Tucker back over to Wolf, 5 to shoot now. Wolf. You need to hold it for the final shot of the half here. Keep momentum. Why not dunk it in? That's something you can do too. They've only missed 8 shots from the field, and there's another turnover. Turnover number 11, and Wolf's going to have an easy one. Gets the animation, but can't get the bucket. Gets his own rebound, and 1.
Keep the fingers crossed.
It was like a parfait slash
down low.
After the offensive foul. Have another opportunity here. Oh, wow, Big Meek. Just a bit over a minute to go here in the third. Wolf for 3, bang. Here come the Bucks back the other way. STL. That's a long 2. Big Meek with a board and the jam.
It's looking likely, especially whatever team comes out with a win here as well. I mean, I think just from this session of games over the past couple weeks.
Right now they're up 14 after the and 1. Tucker's got 17. That was a big shot by Peroxide.
Space, where if that was on a sharpshooting shot creator, it'd probably just be, it wouldn't be fair. I mean, every single time you do that one, your likeliness of making a shot just seems so great.
Couldn't get this motor running. Drake, a big shot.
And Tim is just going to be in there full side. I mean, you can even almost call the game at this point 13 points just because they haven't had any success at getting stops. The dead zone play, Tucker, perfect game play from him.
Similar to the style when he scored his season high 30.
The Pacers beat the Bucks 76-63 to improve to 3-4 on the season. The Pacers are one of the best turnaround stories of the season so far. They started the season off 0-4, and then they moved Wolf, their number 1 overall pick, to point guard, and since then they're on a 3-game winning streak. But moving Wolf to point guard wasn't their only change. Frosty started bringing a lot more energy to this team. During this 3-game win streak, Frosty's been talking a lot of trash, and one thing I noticed in the league, teams that talk a lot of trash typically do very well. Now looking at the Bucks, this loss snaps their 2-game winning streak and moves them down to 3-5 on the season. The Bucks got solid play across the board as no one had a standout game or a terrible game, but the one thing the Bucks didn't have is energy. During one of the timeout listen-ins, the Bucks were extremely quiet and they looked defeated, while the Pacers, like I mentioned earlier, had a lot of energy and were talking strategy. Now let's move on to our next game. We have Knicks Gaming taking on Grizz Gaming.
Smith, their starting 5. Authentic African is going to be at the 1. He's going to be a sharpshooting playmaker. Phenom at the 2, the pure sharp. G-Doubles in the middle and a pure rim. Universal Phenom, the athletic finisher, and a threat is going to be your pure sharpshooter. On the other side, the team from New York, they've already lost one last night. Trying to make it 2 in a row here on the weekend. Let's meet their starting 5. Adam the first at the point, sharpshooting playmaker. Yay Not is at the shooting guard. Idris, the goat, he's back in the lineup at the center, a pure rim. Goofy at the power forward, athletic finisher. And Nate Call, don't call me Cal, is at the pure sharpshooter. Adam off to Goofy, and he'll flush it. Can't block it. With Jazz Heat, can Utah continue to have their success? Adam for three on that half court. Authentic for three. He got it. They had a horrendous shooting night. Both these teams shooting the ball well here early. Threat for three. Memphis has got the lead. Threat. Oh my, put back jam. I'll call you fee. Authentic. That's a lot of space, and he makes them pay. And here come the Grizz. Phenom. Yes, sir. And he'll head to the line for. Go to Nate. Nate gets free and then gets thrown.
A little bit, but then the Knicks bounce back and they just start to get a little bit more consistent scores. If I sit there,
Idris wouldn't be a fifth-round pick either for the Knicks.
You would see a lot of these.
It seemed like they were best when Jin was pretty much running the show. And the Wizards. Oh my, it's Fee again. Backcourt of Adam and Ye Not have combined for 5 points in this one. Big time shot.
Must win for the Knicks too. I mean, losing this one, there isn't that many banking on trying to get that ticket position, trying to win that tournament.
Idris two-hand jam. 8 to shoot. Adam for three. They needed that.
And those are just ones that you got to hit too. It's given to you on a silver platter. You're completely wide open, but now you give them an opportunity to again pick up.
Accurate one, but Goofy gets the board, knocked away by Phenom. Up ahead to the other Phenom. 63-53. Idris, two-hand jam. Lid on the bucket right now in this quarter. Goofy can't finish. Idris puts it up. Goofy with another shot at it.
Allow African to kind of shake off Adam a little bit, get some players open. And that's just a big shot to base the floor just to get an open one. It works.
The Grizz beat the Knicks 69-61 to improve to 3-5, while this loss drops the Knicks down to 2-7. Despite being projected to be one of the worst teams in the league, the Grizz still have hopes to make the playoffs. And that's all because of one guy, Authentic African. He might be the most versatile player in the league, as he's played great at point guard, small forward, and center. And once again in this game, he put up great numbers, finishing with 14 points, 21 assists, and 2 steals. I personally don't think the Grizz will make playoffs, but if they can get hot, anything is possible. Now let's look at the Knicks. This is their second loss of the weekend, and I'm going to say it. I think they're done. I don't give them any chance of making the playoffs. It's the same story every game for them. Their backcourt plays horrible, and their front court gives them 40 to 50 points on about 55 shooting, which to be honest, isn't very good in this league either. At this point, all they can do is hope they win the ticket tournament. Moving on, we got Mavs Gaming taking on Wizards District Gaming. Let's get to it.
I gotta do the lineups, Dirk. Point guard, we have JT at the sharpshooting shot creator. Sharpshooter. Reach the God is at the pure sharp. Gilly in the middle at the stretch 5. He's still holding on to that. Boo's got a power forward at the rebounding athletic finisher. Jen is at a shot creating slasher. I thought some jersey swap was supposed to happen. Shirt swap in that last game. We'll have to get the lowdown on that during the halftime show. Take a look at the other side. It's the Mavs coming in looking good. Dimes at the point, a sharpshooting playmaker. Ball like seems a pure sharpshooter. Haza 2K in the middle. He's a pure rim. Dave Fry at the power forward. Rebound athletic finisher. And JLP, the German. He'll be at the small forward and at the pure sharp. And this is probably their best lineup that they put out there over the last couple weeks. Dimes floats one. And gets the bounce. Stripped on the way up. Here come the Mavs back the other way. Dimes. He'll get the easy one.
Throw him in the air like celebration.
Dimes. Some sort of ball screen for Jen. Blocked by Boo. Haza 2K. Throws it down on Boo Painter.
when you kind of look at the game plan, the big thing why this Wizards District Gaming team had so...
Wizards need a win just to hang around in the playoff picture. Hey, Boo Painter. Ball. Jen. Got off to a hot start here at the start of the quarter, but the Mavs have matched him, and now the three. Jen again. Got the animation and the jam. And Seam's going to get an easy one. And when Boo took 0.7 assists, JT for three. Excuse me, that was Reese the God.
Gilly's going to crash. That's where JLB's only job, if you're man marking him, you just have to box him out. Allow Dave Fry and Haza to go at it.
And JT, and there's a finish by Jen.
Way back into the lineup as well. I mean, he knows that that spot is...
JT, Boo's right there and one. So he can't get the shot up. Reese steps back for three. Boom. We are tied at 41. Mavs awfully quiet over the last 2 minutes. Dave Fry reverse jam. Or should I say dunk? He's yet to miss a dunk. JT from three. Put back shot there by Jen. Wiz will set it up. And Boo Painter! Reese was all alone. Gilly and one. 4 of 14. Taken away again by Dimes. Runner floats it in. JLB to Dave Fry. It's been quiet to say the least. Dimes. Easy. 2-on-2 break. Make it 3-on-2 now with JLB. The German donkey! Gets it to Reese. He pulls a three. And can't finish, but gets his own board. And he'll finish.
The Wizards get back to their winning ways as they beat the Mavs 72-65 to improve to 4-4. They tried out a new lineup last week and it just didn't work, so they went back to what they were doing before. JT at point guard, Jin at small forward, and Gilly at center. At this point in the season, the Wizards are one of the only teams that doesn't use a pure rim protector, but somehow their defense was phenomenal this game, as they held the Mavs center, Haza UK, to 4 for 15 shooting. And their big three of JT, Jin, and Boo Painter got back to what they were doing earlier in the season, as they all finished with over 15 points. Looking at the Mavs, this loss drops them down to 5-3, and once again, Dimes played amazing and so did Dave Fry, but the rest of the team just didn't show up in this game. Like I mentioned earlier, Haza UK shot 4 for 15, and when you have someone on your team shooting that bad, especially a big man, it's extremely tough to win. One big takeaway I've had from the league so far is JLB, Haza, and Gunnar, all the players from Europe, just aren't performing against American talent. It's been clear so far that America's talent is so much better than overseas talent. But let's get right into our next game. We have Raptors Uprising taking on Pistons GT.
At the point, Kenny, sharpshooting playmaker. Josh is a pure sharp. King Quay in the middle, the pure rim. All hell Trey is at the athletic finisher, and Taxi's at a small forward. He's a pure sharpshooter. For Pistons GTs who desperate need for a win here, trying to put themselves submitly in the playoff picture. They've lost 2 in a row. So far ahead's at the point, the sharpshooting playmaker. Ruck's at the 2 at the pure sharp. Joseph's back in the lineup at the pure rim protector in the middle. Ramo is a rebounding athletic finisher at the 4, and Insanity at the small forward. He's a pure sharpshooter. Make sure we get it right for you. Trey. Back to the Toxies. Bang. They're a half-court, milk the clock kind of team. 64 points a game. They've had trouble defensively. Good shot from the
things to come. 1 of 5 from 3 here. And we still got a minute and 20 seconds to play with. Some of those misses.
Ramo. Blocked by Trey. And the Toxies with an and one. How about that? Toxies pulls the trigger, and they got to count that 3, and we're going to foul down. Run by Insanity, gives it off to Trey. Too strong, but there's King Quay to get the board. Josh for 3. King of the 6th round. Rebound by Trey.
I mean, even when he got brought back into line, I believe we had an interview with Ramo during one of the State Farm assists. You miss a lot more than you make.
There's an open three, yes sir!
I mean, Kenny's a great defender. He's able to shake him off, and he's just getting the little easy points that you expect him to get from that close range area. Jumping and goes and runs around. So by the time he's able to react, I'm so far ahead, already has a space for an easy jumper.
Rups! Oh, Teddy Rumpskin! And Ramo ends up losing it after the steal, and then Kenny's there for an easy one.
I mean, you.
Joseph, left-handed jam.
There's jump, they affect the shot, they don't get a foul in the process either.
Oh my! Rux guarded by the Toxies. Lobs it into Joseph and one. Kenny. There's Trey. Quay again.
Pass out, they miss a shot, you get another one, you pass it out, they miss, you get it again. It's like, okay, I have to go up with this one now.
Kenny with a rip. And the flush. Seconds of the third. So far ahead. Got it.
That was beautiful.
And somehow Trey with a rebound, but another block shot. Kenny now.
You're seeing 5. You're not even seeing this many attempts. Maybe seeing 2 of 7 from the field. This is just an all-out brawl.
Working in the paint. Free throw line jumper. Minute 20 left in the game now. Joseph, oh wow.
The Pistons get back on track with a 75-65 win over the Raptors as they improve to 5-3. I think the Pistons need to stay with this lineup as it's clearly been their best so far. Rux has to play shooting guard and they have to keep Joseph in at center. When I'm so far ahead is playing great as he did in this game, this Pistons team is really good, but when he struggles, they're really bad. Ramo has consistently been putting up great numbers, and he's proven he's one of the best bigs in the league. Once again, he put up 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Now looking at the Raptors, this loss drops them down to 3-6. This team has been playing good in the past couple weeks, but their awful start has just doomed them. I really don't see how they can make playoffs at this point. They're going to have to go 4-1 in their final 5, and that's extremely tough. I think their last hope is winning the ticket tournament. Kenny and Trey have been playing great recently, so maybe they have some magic left in them. Who knows? Moving on to our next game, we have 76ers Gaming Club taking on Warriors Gaming Squad.
Point, the sharpshooting playmaker Sleep in the lineup at the 2. The Vert is in the middle. He's a slashing rebounder. Oh my. And Type is at the power forward, a sharpshooting rim protector, and Be Smooth is a sharpshooting shot creator. I'm done talking to you, Dirk. You're no fun anymore.
I don't pay attention to much.
Trying to pay attention to these archetypes. That's what he's doing while I'm reading these names off. For the visiting Philadelphia 76ers Gaming Club. Radiance at the point, a sharpshooting playmaker. ZDS and a pure sharpshooter. Steez is in the middle, pure rim protector. Feast at the 4, the sharpshooting rim protector. And New Dini, a sharpshooting shot creator. Playing some basketball. Nice finish. Sleep. Maybe that will get him going. Sacramento has it the worst, because they have to take multiple hops to get here. Final shot of the quarter for the Feast. One-hand jam. 7 of the regular season. Philly 5-2. Back to Radiant. The man from Battle Creek, Michigan, pulls the trigger. The figure we have in the league.
I mean, just gives you so much insight. One of the more actively involved coaches. Is it the players making that call? Is it the coaches trying to make that call?
Got 15 right now, 10 assists. Smooth. Pretty much this 2-man game. I mean, I call it a 2-man game, but you might as well call it legend. 40-32. Plays well. They usually play well. Feast 2-hand jam. He's got 13. 50-40. Feast. Radiant going against the grain. Steez 2-handed need a run, and we just haven't seen a lot out of them. Steez!
Not type feast this game.
And I heard they used you, right, for a lot of these motion captures. See some of the scores down there below. A rough weekend for
because they're on a fast break and they're trying to recover.
Oh, wow. Nudini! That 11 points they put up in the first quarter. They just haven't been able to recover.
That basketball history and 2K history. And they haven't been able to do anything with it.
Tight. It's a radiant. Big. Yeah, you got to get a 3 now. He'll force it up. Three-point game. 2.7. They got to trigger it. And that's what they do here, put a guy on the line. Have to be a catch and shoot. Vert. And that's how this one will end.
The 76ers narrowly escaped the Warriors 68-65 to improve to 6-2. Radiant once again had a great performance as he tries to make a late MVP run as he put up 23 points and 19 assists. Radiant is clearly the best dribbler in the league, and nobody knows how to create open looks for his teammate off the pick and roll better than him. Despite normally being a great three-point shooting team, in this game they only shot 1 for 6, but great teams find ways to win games, and they did it again here. The Warriors, on the other hand, are now sitting at 1-6, last in the standings. And at this point, I think their playoff hopes are all gone. I don't have much to say about them at this point. Beast Move showed flashes of greatness in this game, but at this point in the season, I think they need to focus on next year and think about who they want to franchise tag. Moving on to the final game of the night, we have Jazz Gaming taking on Heat Check Gaming. Let's get right to it.
5-2 Jazz compete at the point. A sharpshooting playmaker, Tiffy. At the pure sharp, Slaughter in the middle at pure rim. Dees is an athletic finisher, and Smooth is a pure sharp shooter there at the small forward. On the other side, the team from South Beach trying to bounce back after a loss to the Cavs a week ago. Majestic's at the point, a sharpshooting playmaker. Los is at the shooting guard, a pure sharp. Drop-off at the center, he's a pure rim. Hot shot at the power forward, the athletic finisher. And Hyper is a pure sharp shooter at the 3.
They're able to bounce back. But like you said, I mean, the game plan going in, I feel like for a lot of teams too, is that you
starts it off with a deuce there. Deeds getting dirty. And Smooth. It doesn't get any easier than that. Slaughter was drafted in the second round. Might be a first rounder now. All level at 9. 3 minutes and change gone by. Deeds.
We're getting those passes down low, and usually they're never tipped.
Smooth. Another easy one for him. Low scoring first quarter. Los is all low. Hot shot. Drop off. Drop of the board. Los. Slaughter. Someone make it stop. And Hyper all alone.
When was the last time they scored?
1986. It was Majestic. All alone is hot shots. Jazz, see if they've regrouped. They're during the halftime. That's a good way to
touch it. You hear boos and something. That is what's going down with Tiffy every single time he sets any sort of work.
Hot shot.
Where they're constantly jumping and fouls just continue to happen.
And played really good defense. The Jazz have shot 13. Going to hot shot. And he is just dominating right now.
Pray earlier.
It's back. We need to have somebody. Somebody needs to keep. I'm having a tough time stomaching it. Hot shot.
Oh, wow.
Got blocked, and somehow.
The Heat upset the Jazz in blowout fashion as they win 80-54 to improve to 4-4. Rumor on the street is before this game, the Jazz were talking a lot of trash, saying that this was a stat game for them, and the Heat just didn't like that. This was the first time all season that the Heat brought the energy. They were talking all game long and talking a lot of trash. And Hotshot, their first round pick, had one of the best games of the season as he finished with 36 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists. The Jazz, on the other hand, just couldn't get anything going as the Heat locked up every player on the floor and forced the Jazz to 12 total turnovers. Despite this loss, the Jazz are still sitting at 5-3, and they have a great chance to lock up one of the 8 playoff spots. But that's it for this video. I appreciate everyone taking the time to watch it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more NBA 2K League content, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos. Good night, and I'm out.